TMZ is alleging that Ben Affleck and JLO are bickering over what price their multi-million-dollar mansion should be listed as. But I'd much rather talk about these adorable clips of Ben Affleck as a parent. Also, who's his celebrity crush? Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. We're going to do a proper tease on that crush, so stay tuned to the end of this video as I get there. But I want to talk about Ben Affleck. He's promoting The Accountant 2, which they're not letting me screen, which is a bummer because I really want to see this movie. I actually rewatched and loved the first Accountant. Anyone else see it? You should. I think it's on some of the streamers. I forget which one, Max, or I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, he's out there promoting the new one, which is coming out. And there've been a lot of really cute clips of him. Really good PR, unlike the previous mess when JLO and Ben are out there and JLO's sources are saying all this negative stuff. I thought, can we watch some positive stuff? Can you prove to me that a positive video can also do well? Let's do it, chat. Come on, stick it out. Here it is. He's on the Today Show talking about a previous viral clip, but I want you to watch his reasoning.
We were talking in the makeup room before the show about this clip that went viral of you with your son, and he was
obsessed with this.
Looking at these sneakers, which were an absurdly high price. And he wanted them, and you had the best line, which I plan to use, which is, "I'm rich, you're not."
He was like, yeah, because he wanted these shoes. He like, so see these sneakers. I was like, this sneakers $6,000. What are you talking about? We're gonna pay like buy. What are you gonna do? Mow lawns? Like you got $6,000? He's like, we have the money. I was like, I have the money. You're broke. As far as I know, you don't have to lend me $5,000. Like, you got nothing. So it's like, listen, you love your kids. You want to give them everything and do everything for them. But I think you definitely do them a disservice by like not connecting. You want something meaningful that you want.
Yeah.
You have to work for that. That goes with it.
And do your kids work? I mean, is that something that you've fostered?
My oldest two have jobs. In fact, one just got a job and one like
He's careful not to reveal the jobs, as you can see, which is also kind of adorable.
The kind of classic, teenager working in a shop job. I won't say what it is. And my older one who's in college is working and trying to get an internship for the summer and stuff. And yeah, my son who's 13, he's reckoning with that reality right now as he's looking at no shoes in his closet, thinking about, well, he got shoes, just no like crazy expensive fancy shoes. I'm like, well, if you want that, you can work 1,000 hours.
I mean, seriously.
You know what I mean? Like at minimum wage.
As it should be, right? Here's the clip in question. I guess his kid here, Samuel, is a big sneaker file.
That's a lot of lawns you gotta mow there. I like those because they're expensive. You don't even like them there.
No, they're tough. I've always said they look good.
But see, I also just appreciate this because he's out there at some sneaker convention with his kid who clearly wants to be in the YouTube sneaker videos. I can relate with my own kid. And I appreciate this. I think this is sweet.
Sam goes, I need to find some Air Dior's. We turn left. And
because he hates the press. He doesn't want his kids out there. But his kid clearly is like, it's a line you have to struggle with as a dad, especially in the day of social media. Ben wants to impress his kid, but do it safely.
8.5, that's incredible. Ben's like, no.
That's a lot of lawns you gotta mow there.
a lot of lawns. Some Air Max. This is all your size too. Ben, I didn't do this on purpose. All the size is the size.
I know, just start lowballing size 8.
Well, that's a good one, Sakai. Ben, favorite sneaker of all time?
You can't just pick just one. It's day to day.
He loves the De La Souls.
De La Souls, the SBs, I do like them.
Okay, cool. Listen, Ben's not picking there. De La Souls, that's a good pick. Favorite sneaker of all time?
Anyway, I love this because it's so nice to see him and his kid. Clearly a good relationship. Clearly things are good. And JLo's never accused him of anything against that. In a follow-up clip, he was on Jimmy Kimmel last night detailing why his kids are very tough on him and Jennifer Gardner's kids. Here's a quick clip. He actually also talks about how they actually liked this movie.
They did, though. They liked it. Yeah, they were actually like, at first it was one of those things where they looked at me like you thought I was looking at you, which was like, what's the catch? I was like, wait, you really liked it? I'm like, and they were like, yeah, it was good. And they were shocked. You know what I mean?
Shocked that his new movie's actually good.
Like as if like I got so lucky, like this magical accident happened and something I did was okay.
You've done a lot of movies before they were born. Have you?
So he talks about then going during COVID, he had the opportunity to sort of play some of his old movies.
Maybe the kids will like Armageddon, because that's, and almost immediately it was like, what is, this is so stupid. Are you kidding me? And they're like, my son who's like, he said, this doesn't make sense. I was like, this is not a logic-based film. That is not one of the criteria we used making this.
Did you?
And it's funny because one of my favorite Ben Affleck clips of all time, if you've never seen, is his commentary on Armageddon where he calls up Michael Bay.
I asked Michael why it was easier to train oil drillers to become astronauts than it was to train astronauts to become oil drillers, and he told me to shut the fuck up. So that was the end of that talk. He's like, Ben, just shut up, okay? This is a real plan, all right? I was like, you mean it's a real plan at NASA to train oil drillers? He was like, just shut your mouth. See, here's where we demonstrate that, because Bruce is going to tell the guys that they did a bad job of building the drill tank. He did a piss. See, he's a salt-of-the-earth guy. And the NASA nerdonauts don't understand his salt-of-the-earth ways, his rough-and-tumble ways.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's because your cams are all...
Like, somehow they can build rocket ships, but they don't understand, like, what makes a good tranny.
We've had them training for 8 months solid now. 8 whole months? Well, pretty much, yeah. Oh, gee whiz.
Like 8 whole months, as if that's not enough time to learn how to drill a hole. But in a week, we're going to learn how to be astronauts. Oh, 1 whole week? Now you know how to fly into space? I need my guys. Why do you need them? They're the best. Everyone's the best. Why are they the best? I don't know. They just are.
I'm only the best because I work with the best. If you don't trust the men you're working with, you're as good as dead. You want to send these boys into space? Fine. I'm sure they'll make good astronauts. But they don't know jack about drilling.
I mean, this is a little bit of a logic stretch, let's face it. They don't know jack about drilling. How hard can it be? Aim the drill at the ground and turn it on. You think it's just drilling a hole? There's a lot you gotta know about. And when you're gonna snap off an edge in a tranny on a corner of a hot pipe, and you're gonna get a gas pocket. Like, yeah, well, what about when the booster rockets don't fire and your EVA suit and your zero gravity, Didn't you see Apollo 13, boy?
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, I couldn't not stop watching. But anyway, they're talking about it. I don't care about their multi-dollar million mansion. Who is he actually having a crush on? There we go. I teased it. Let's wrap on that. Ben Affleck is now a bachelor out there. A lot of ladies are now like, ooh, Ben Affleck single, JLO single too. We heard Drake was going after JLO. We heard previously that Ben Affleck was going after Angelina Jolie, which... yikes. Well, new reports saying he's eyeing up Sydney Sweeney. Current it girl, very gorgeous girl. A little young, but he's apparently impressed by her. Again, this is all allegedly from Radar Online. Maybe his people are putting it out there to see. But I figured she was with Glenn Powell right now. But Ben's been crushing on Sydney for a while, just like nearly every other man in the world. He thinks she's incredibly hot, and he'd love a chance to take her out. He swears his interest goes beyond her looks. She's already making moves in Hollywood as a producer. He thinks that's incredibly impressive. He's heard great things about her intelligence and business savvy through the grapevine, so he's very eager to meet her. Now, I don't know if this is true, but man, what a way for your sources to go out there and put it out that I have a crush on her, but that she's really smart and business savvy. Put all that out there too. I don't know if she is or not, but also good point. Sweeney apparently doesn't drink. I just identify as a water person. I never really think about alcohol, to be honest. And with his sobriety, he says that makes it nicer. While the age difference, though, he says isn't a concern for him. Although it might be for Sweeney. If she were the typical 27-year-old that loved to be clubbing, he'd be turned off. But she actually is known to be a homebody, not at the party scene. She's driven and confident, which are qualities that Ben has always been drawn to. Still, the massive age gap. Who knows if she'd be interested in him? But he's going to shoot his shot when the time comes. He's got nothing to lose. Well, there you go. Ben Affleck living the American dream, calling out Michael Bay movies, shopping for sneakers with his kids, making them pay for it, and crushing on Sydney Sweeney. What do you think of Ben Affleck? Has he turned the corner? Is JLO mad behind the scenes that he's getting such good press? Let me know your thoughts down below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for all alerts. Smash that like button as well, and leave some comments. What do you think? We got a lot more, and we'll be live later today, so join us. The news doesn't stop here on Popcorn Planet.